today I'm giving you the complete system. This is everything I walk my clients through. No email gate, no sign up, no DM me for the details. This is the game plan. This is the map. Okay. How many of you thought about doing video for your business in the last 6 months? How many have you? Show of hands. How many of you have actually done it consistently? And I mean, when I say consistently, I'm thinking on some kind of cadence where it's like once a week, once a day, once a month, once every 2 weeks. How many of you done it consistently? That's the gap. And I'm wagering that a lot of you haven't been consistent with it. And so that's what today's about. Okay. So I'm gonna give you the exact process I use with my clients. So you could see the whole map in front of you. Okay. And it's not just spitballing here. So let's go ahead and kill a couple of the expectations, right? One, I don't care about going viral. That is not important at all. It should not be important to you as the business owner if you're trying to make videos to drive business. Virality is the least of your concerns. I'm not asking you to build a media empire. I'm not asking you to be Mr. Beast out here. Okay. I don't want you to become an influencer. Thought leader is not bad. Influencer, nah. You don't need a production crew or a perfect studio. In fact, that can be a problem. That can actually hinder what you're trying to do just because of the trend lines and everything's trending towards stuff that looks like it was shot lo-fi by the business owner themselves and they didn't bring in a crew. That stuff is getting better responses than your professionally dressed up videos. Okay. The real thing is I want you showing up consistently as a business owner without the production crew, without needing the perfect setup, and without spending 6 months to figure out the gear. Okay. Business owners on video constantly win trust before the sales conversation even starts. They get a chance to see you in your natural element, get a chance to familiarize themselves with your expertise, and it happens before the sales conversations it ever starts. By the time somebody reaches out to you, they already feel like they have a rapport with you. They feel like they know you. Okay. You don't have to be great at video to get this advantage. You just need to show up. So think about what consistent video would actually do for your business. More visibility, more trust before the first call. You may be able to answer questions and solve problems before you even have your first real interaction with them. More people will understand what you do before they even call you. Okay. That's the destination. Keep that in mind as we go through these steps. All right. Cool. Let's do this thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you the full roadmap so you know what's coming. Okay. And I'm not going to hold anything back. When you see me on live stream, when you see me in my school community, which you can have opportunity to join, I hold nothing back. If you ask me a question, I do not gate or paywall my information. I will tell it to you straight. Okay. So we're going to have 5 steps here. Number 1, I need you to make the decision that you're going to do this. Number 2, we need to audit what you have. Number 3, we're going to record your first real video. 4, we're going to build a repeatable system. 5, we're going to grow this thing and we're going to figure out how I can support you in your growth. Okay. I'm going through all 5 today. No skipping. No join my course to find out the rest. You're going to get everything. Okay. Everything. We're not holding anything back. Okay. So here's the thing. The real barrier is not your gear. It's not your knowledge. It's not your camera presence. It's not your time. It's you making the actual decision to get started. Okay. One of my earlier clients, one of the clients I had when I kind of took this pivot and really said, I'm going to show people how to get started, they had kind of made the decision in their brain, but they hadn't 100% gotten to the point where they're ready to go. And so they're in between, I think I want to do this, I'm not ready to go. Okay. And we sat down, and after the first meeting, the thing that they left with was, okay, I can do this. Tell me what I need to do next. That is a very powerful transition. That's a powerful transformation right there. Going from, I want to do it, I think I can, I don't know where to start, to I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay. It sounds simple, but this is the one that stops the most people. They stop here, they hesitate here because they start comparing themselves against people that made the decision a long time ago and have been doing the thing for a long time. Okay. And so I don't want you to, I'll probably start, or I'm going to look into it. I need an actual decision. I want you to say, I'm actually doing this starting now. Okay. There's a difference between thinking about video and deciding to do the video. There's a difference between having the gear and actually using the gear. Most people are waiting to feel ready. That feeling doesn't come before you hit record. It's very rare. It comes after you hit record and realize that your world is still intact and it didn't destroy your world. Okay? Making that decision with that client and showing them that they could actually do this. This is actually something that is achievable and repeatable. It got them out of that I'm not ready stage really fast. And when I say got them out of that I'm not ready stage, instantly they said, hey, conversation, hey, I'm gonna go all in on this. And I'm a live stream for 100 days. Every day. They took it and ran with it in a way that completely shortened the gap of knowledge and the repetitions, and they got 3 years worth of experience in 100 days. Okay. They had all the gear, like this client had their gear. They had already purchased a lot of the gear tentatively. We had to add a couple of pieces there, but they had most of the gear, but it just sat in a box because they didn't really know how to use it. And they hadn't necessarily made the final decision like, okay, this is something I'm going for. Okay. Everything was there. The decision was the only missing piece. Okay. So this is something I've given to my community, and I want y'all to do this too. All right. So this is a little exercise. I want you to pick up your phone. I want you to hit record, and I want you to talk for 60 seconds about something you know. Don't edit it. Don't watch it back. Just record it and stop. That's all. That's all I want you to do. Everybody who's done this, who's actually taken this step, says the same thing to me. This was easier than I thought. The decision was made real. It wasn't a dramatic moment. It was just hitting record once. There was no epiphany. The clouds didn't separate or anything like that. It was just pushing the button and hitting record and getting things rolling. Okay. The people who haven't done it, they're not lazy. They've recorded something, watched it back, didn't like what they saw, and decided they needed to be more prepared next time. The cruel twist is you don't get more prepared by thinking about it. You get more prepared by doing it and getting the reps and getting better. And that cycle repeats for a long time. Only way to break that cycle, that consideration loop, is to hit record again. And don't raise the bar. You just go in there and say, I'm going to give it what I got, and I'm not going to watch it again. Okay? The decision is not, I'm going to be great at video. The decision is, I'm going to show up. That's the most important thing, is showing up. Have you ever recorded yourself and deleted it before you post it? Drop it in the comments if you have. So the next thing is we need to talk about gear. And the gear problem isn't a positioning problem. Okay? I need better equipment objection is a real thing. The hang up, like, I need better equipment. It's a self objection. Well, I got a phone, but that's not, your phone is good enough. People made millions of dollars and gotten all kinds of viewers with just a phone. Well, I mean, I have a decent webcam, but are people really using webcams? I mean, this person on video, they got a 3,000 people are using webcams, having tremendous success using webcams. The webcam is not the problem. Okay. Before you spend $1 on anything new, figure out what you're working with currently. What do you have? Most business owners assume that they need better gear. They do not. They do not. They need to know how to use what they already have. If you can maximize the tools you already have, when it is time to actually upgrade those tools, you're going to be even better. But maximize what you got. So the audit, when we do the audit, it really examines lighting, camera position, angle and distance from the subject, which is you, color temperature, are you lit or backlit, sound, because sound is the most important thing out of all of this. People will watch a video that has poor video quality. They won't watch a video with poor audio quality because more times than not, we're actually listening to videos instead of watching. So is the mic too close? Is it far away? Is it, do we need to use some kind of digital filter? Do we need to buy a better mic? Okay. Is your background clean or cluttered? I'm doing this in my storage room right now until my studio is ready. Okay. And so I have a white backdrop here because it keeps y'all from having to deal with all the boxes and everything that are stacked behind me. Okay. Is everything framed correctly? Do I have too much headroom? Not enough headroom? Do I look like I'm scrunched down in the corner? These are the things that will improve your video quality way more than you buying a bunch a $3,000 or $4,000 camera. Because if you don't know how to do those kind of things, the $3,000 or $4,000 camera is just going to frustrate you. The fix is always cheaper and simpler than you expect. So this is what the studio audit does. Before you buy anything, we assess what you're working with and figure out if there's a way that we can maximize that. Okay. With that client that did this live stream, I looked at the gear and said, okay, we can get started with this. And basically, hey, what's your budget? What are you comfortable with doing? I'm open to spending some money on a camera that works and that's flexible. Okay. Instead of getting in the bells and whistles camera, I got him the camera that had the simplest operation that gave the best quality and most bang for the buck. Okay. For some people, that best camera is going to be your cell phone. Okay. For others, it's going to be like doing my studio in a box series where we buy an entire, like we buy the equipment and I come help set it up. I bring some assistance and we get things set up for you to build out your studio. It really depends on what your need is, but the audit is the first thing that takes place because we need to adjust it and tailor fit it for what your actual needs are. Do you have an empty space where we can record? Great. Or are you just going to be vlogging out in the street? Are you going to be popping up at coffee shops and things? Do you need a mobile kit that can run? Okay, we can do that too. Do you have a space in your, are you just going to be doing this in your bedroom? We can have a kit for you too. But before touching a single piece of equipment, we're going to look at your space and assess your needs. That's what's important. Most problems aren't gear. It's everything around the gear. It's your lighting, it's your audio, your ability to use the camera to frame yourself and things along those lines. Camera in the wrong place, you're backlighting and it doesn't look good. Okay. Background was cluttered. Audio isn't picking up anything. Okay. None of this requires buying anything new in most cases. Your phone has a world-class camera and a good mic system on it. You just got to use it. And if your phone's mic isn't good enough, there are inexpensive options to upgrade your phone's mic. Okay. Right now, tomorrow, as we speak, I'm getting prepared with the client that we did the entire studio for. I'm getting prepared to go do the first training to onboard his staff, to teach them how to use the equipment. And then after that, the next training is going to be, okay, so what are our best practices for creating the content that aligns that's going to drive business? Okay. It's about putting the system in place, because without the system in place, the gear is useless. Without an understanding on how to best utilize that gear, it's useless. And that client, you know what I recommended for the main studio camera is a high quality webcam. Not a mirrorless camera, not a micro four thirds, not some DSLR, not some fancy pants camera, just a regular high quality webcam, because that suited the need. Webcam and a mic, this mic right here. Okay. It was 2 different clients. First client was working, kind of doing their own thing. The second client is a business owner who had an entire staff to onboard. Most of the time, the fix is cheaper and simpler than you think, because I know that they were not anticipating me saying, get a webcam. Don't spend money on an expensive camera. You don't need it. Every dial on that expensive camera is another learning curve and another opportunity for some setting to get screwed up. Okay? So the audit tells you what to fix, in what order, and give you an idea of how much your equipment's going to cost, if anything. So take a look at your current setup. If you've been entertaining the idea, what do you think your weak point in your current setup is? Is it going to be your camera, your lighting, your audio, your background? Drop it in the chat. Okay. So I want to talk about the concept of a dead simple framework for your first video. And we're going to remove every excuse and everything else. Okay. So we're going to do a live demo. All right. This is going to separate the people who talk about doing video from the people who actually do it. Okay. You have to record something real. Not a test, not a practice run, something you would actually post. Okay. And so we're going to go with, this is the first framework we're going to use. And you can steal this one. I want you to use this for your next 5 videos or 10 videos or however long, till the wheels fall off. Okay. This is going to be my 1 question framework. Pick 1 question you get asked all the time in your business. Not a topic, not a theme, the specific question. And answer it on camera like you're talking to the person who just asked you. That is one of the highest value videos that you can make. No script, no teleprompter, no outline. Just you answering a question that you've answered 100 times before. The reason why I want you to answer a question that you get asked frequently is this. What that will do for you is it puts you in a place where you're already comfortable answering, and you're not having to scramble to think of answers. You've answered this question 100 times. The idea is it's going to take that load of having to figure out what to say and remove it. Okay? You didn't have to create anything new. You knew the answer. You've given it 100 times. The format's natural. It's conversational. This isn't a performance. You're not jumping on camera and turning into somebody else. Okay? And it's immediately useful to somebody who's out there searching for the answer. Okay? So, the question I get asked all the time, and I might have given the secret away already. In my business, the question I get asked all the time is, what camera do you recommend? And it's a simple answer that doesn't seem obvious. What camera do you have access to? Do you have a camera in your back pocket? Do you have a camera that somebody gave you and donated it to you? That's the best camera to use. If you don't have the camera, if you don't have a camera that's readily available to use, what do you know about recording stuff? Have you ever recorded anything before? How comfortable are you operating cameras? If you're not too comfortable, I'm going to go with a one button push option where you can set it up, press the button, and record it. If you're a little bit more comfortable with dialing in different camera settings, there's low cost cameras. I'll probably steer you towards a used mirrorless camera or something along those lines. If you don't feel like fiddling around with a used mirrorless camera, like this is a mirrorless camera, if you don't feel like fiddling around with that, I'm going to say get a high quality webcam. Settings are already dialed in. The video quality is not your most important thing. You just need something that works, gives you a clear video. That's it. Okay? That's the assignment. I just did it. I want you to do it now. Drop the question in the comments and you see this. Okay? So here's the thing. A lot of people ask me, the first step is you're going to hit record. It's the very first thing you're going to do. Okay? You can be holding your phone and kind of talking conversational vlog style, vertical video style. I would start with that. All right? So you're going to say, a lot of people ask me blank. And then you're going to answer it the way you would answer a client sitting across from you. and then stop. That's your whole video. This is a powerful tool, and you can use this video for every single question that you get asked consistently. Okay. One thing we need to address, and this is kind of, we're going to talk about the system here. One thing we need to talk about is a lot of times when you see these experts on screen, they tell you you need to record, you need to be uploading video once a week or once a day or whatever. More times than not, the consistency is a systems problem, not a motivation problem. If it's easy for you to do, if you create a system where it's easy for you to generate videos, you don't have to be motivated to do it because you've already built a machine that will do it. Okay. And so we're going to give the framework so that we can do the thing. Okay. Most people record one video, maybe two, and then life gets in the way and then they stop. And that's natural. The reason isn't because they're motivated. The reason is because they don't have a system. It's a pain in the butt. Without a system, every video session starts from scratch. Nothing builds upon itself, and you are expending a lot of brain energy thinking of new content. What do I talk about? Where do I set up? How do I edit this? It takes too long, and then they give up because it's already enough that you're learning the skill of recording. Now you have to figure out what you're going to say. And that's a way for people to get demotivated. A repeatable system removes all of the decisions. So we're going to give a basic system, and it'll be good enough for you to use. And then if you want something a little bit more complex, if we need to add layers to it, you know how to reach me. Okay. So we're going to do the content bank. This is a list of 10 to 15 questions your clients ask you all the time. This is your topic list. You never have to brainstorm again. Okay. So I want you to pick a place in your house. Same spot, same camera position, same lighting, same audio. Don't change anything between sessions. The setup ends up becoming invisible. Okay. The edit workflow. Either you edit it yourself using tools like, right now I'm using Descript, which is a great editing tool for beginners. It costs money. You could use Riverside FM, which gives you some free editing capability. But yeah, once you get to the advanced features, it costs money too. Or you decide if you're going to invest in somebody who can edit video, and you can find them on Fiverr or Upwork or anywhere else. Okay. Either way, the process is always the same. Pick a day, record on that day, same time. Pick a day of the week, same time. It's non-negotiable. You have to make that appointment with yourself. You have to book it yourself. Okay. Once you book it in your calendar and you know that's your protected time to record, that's all you got to do. Now you know where and when you're going to record, and you have a list of 10 to 15 questions to get you started. Okay. Video stops becoming a thing you have to do and starts becoming a thing that just happens. My system specifically, I normally will do longer form live streams and then section them up and chop them up into smaller bite-sized bits and then use those and post those a couple times a week. The system turns a one-time decision into a recurring habit. This is where most people need help, not with the recording, but with building the machine around it. So what is the biggest thing that makes you fall off when you try to be consistent? Put it in the chat. Okay. The transition, now we're going to talk about the transition from doing it for free to a paid ecosystem. Okay. This is how I can help you in the media room. Okay. You can have the best system in the world and still fall off if you don't have people around you doing the same thing. Okay. Accountability isn't just a nice thing to have. It is infrastructure. Feedback is what keeps people going. You see someone else post their first video and you think, hey, I can do that. Or you see somebody else struggling in the same places you're struggling and say, we can figure this out together. Okay. You can share information. You share what your barriers are and somebody tells you it helped them. The cycle creates momentum, and it's more powerful than willpower, because willpower is a limited resource. So this is what the media room is. It's an ecosystem where you actually have professional support. to help you create the content and teach you aspects of it so that you can be proficient on your own, but more powerful with assistance. Okay. In our school community, and that's right now, is I have it at $50 a month. We do live streams. I have courses. I have assignments. I want to get into monthly group coaching as we add more people. This is your accountability layer. Okay. That's going to be the thing that is always available. It's at the tip of your fingers. It's right on your phone. You can always get into the community and get things done and get assistance. I also have the $150 studio audit. Before you buy anything, look and see what you're working with. This is your entry point. It always starts with the audit. And not only do I look at what equipment you have, but we look at where you're at on social media. Okay. I do have done for you services. That's where I'm doing like sizzle reels, hero videos, social media packs and things along those lines. This is where, if you're local, we work out some time and I come out and record and deliver it to you. But I'm also going to teach you the behind the scenes of how I'm thinking, and I'm going to give you the strategy I'm using for this stuff. Okay. This is going to be for the business owner that needs content now, but doesn't have time to quite learn the process yet. Eventually, I want you to learn the process, because I think you become better when you understand the philosophy and the strategy behind it. Okay. I'm planning my first couple of workshops. The first workshop I'm going to be running with probably is my first 15 video boot camp. And this is going to be more of a hands-on training for business owners who want to learn about the system and not just hear about it. You're going to be seeing more of that as we move forward. The studio in the box / your first studio. This is my full consulting step. This is where I help you set up a home studio or a studio at your office or a studio for your employees. Okay. I sit down and spec out the gear, see what the needs are, help you walk you through building the space out, and then help create the workflows and the trainings. This is for the business owner that's ready to lock in and invest in a permanent setup. Okay. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be transitioning to my physical studio. And this is going to be a place for you to come in, record, learn, and hang out with other business owners doing the same thing. Okay. There's going to be limited hours at first, but it's going to be some premium access. You're going to get direct line to me for video strategy and things along those lines. My role in this is I don't want to make you an influencer. I have no interest in making you an influencer or a video mogul or anything along those lines. I want you to create video to engage the people that are going to put money in your pocket and do business with you. And that's a different mindset than somebody who's just teaching you how to be an influencer. Okay. The community is live right now at school.com/the media room. The link is in the description. If you're looking for Audit or any of these other services where I come to you, you're going to find the link for that too at iswmediaroom.com. Before you go anywhere, I have 3 questions for you. Okay. Question 1, does the system work? Will this system that I just gave you, that I just walked through with you, get you closer to your goal of showing up consistently on video? Okay. If you have been meaning to start, if you have gear sitting somewhere not being used, if you know you should be on camera but you're not, does this system and the roadmap I gave you make sense as a path forward? That's number 1. Number 2, would help make a difference? Would having me help you with this increase your chances of success versus figuring it all out on your own? Okay. I've done this with real estate companies. I've done this with solo business owners, with people who've never turned on a camera before in their lives to record themselves. I know where people get stuck. I know where the shortcuts are. Would having me in your corner make a difference? Question 3, is this an investment that you're willing to make? Does it work for you? Can you figure out how to make this investment work for you? Okay. The audit starts at $150. The community starts at $50 a month. Those are entry points at the entry level. The question is, can you make it work? Can you make that work? Can you swing that? Okay. That's the question, is whether or not you can make those 2 entry level parts work for you. If you said no to any of these questions, the timing's probably not right for us to work together. Okay. I'm always down to consult and whatnot and figure out where you are along the pathway. But if you answer no to those 3 previous questions, it may not be the right time right now. And that's okay. Come to the community, stay watching, all right? And come back when it's time. But if you said yes to all 3, I think you owe it to yourself to at least take the steps to see if we're a good fit. So I want you to go to ISW Media Room. That's ISW Media Room. The link is in the description. Okay. The camera's not the problem, y'all. The setup's not the problem. The system is, and I just gave you a map. Go out there and use it and create something. I'll see you guys in the media room. And hey, once you post your videos, come back here and put the link in the description so I can check it out and clap you up. All right? Cool. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Brian with the Media Room. I appreciate y'all. Don't be a stranger. Come check me out at the Media Room. Come to the school community. I'll talk to you later.